Guys, Adam here, Carstio72, coming to you from the Mobile Car Center of Excellence, my 2018 Golf Sport Wagon. And what I'm going to do today is do a little bit of Haldex logging. So I'm using my Simos Tools dongle and software, which has a great refresh rate or data capture rate, and we're going to see some interesting stuff with the Haldex. So number one, what you're going to see primarily that you should look at is just pump voltage, pump current, and this pump PWM. Also interesting is the axle speed delta. Okay, and so a couple things about Haldex. You know, there's a lot of information out there, and a lot of people say, oh, Haldex only works when you detect slip. And that is absolutely inaccurate. Your Haldex works anytime you touch the gas pedal. You push the gas pedal, and that pump is going to squeeze fluid into that clutch pack and bear down on that drive shaft to rear end or rear diff connection and transfer some amount of torque. That amount of torque transferred will vary based on how fast you're driving, whether you're actually getting wheel slip. So yeah, if you're getting wheel slip, you're going to get more torque transfer than if you aren't. But if you dead straight launch from a stop with maybe minimal wheel spin, you're still getting power to the back. In fact, you're going to get the most torque transfer in your first and second gear, and it's going to die off. So if you're on the highway in fifth or sixth and you ease into it, you are getting some pump activity, but it's not going to be much because it actually doesn't need really any, you're not really going to be slipping on the highway. So think about it more as controlled by your gas pedal, in addition to the obvious where you slip. And actually, you'll watch the axle speed delta. You don't really get a whole lot of wheel slip in these cars if you got good tires anyway. So you're not going to get any Haldex during braking or coasting. So I have the United Motorsport Haldex tune. Should have said that up front. And so I've done the same activity before the tune, and it's the activity level is the same. You're just, what the tune actually does is transfers more torque. There's a torque limiter on the Haldex, and the United tune lifts that torque limiter so that when you tune your car to larger power numbers, like I have an IS38 and a Unitronic tune, so let's just do 350 horsepower. They're all about that. At the crank, we're about 300 and change at the wheels. You're not actually transferring all the potential torque because there's a limiter on the Haldex. And so the United tune lifts it, and I know it lifts it, and that's how it works because I've talked to Fred at United, and that's what he told me it does. So I think on their website there's some additional bits about what the tune does, and I'm a bit skeptical because it sounds like just the normal Haldex activity. There's like an eco mode they talk about, which is what it does stock. When you lift off the gas or you're cruising on the highway, you're getting minimal torque transfer. The braking bit, we're going to do it. It doesn't have any activity when you're off the gas braking. So it's not like you come off the gas, get on the brake to slow down, and you see the Haldex pump start pumping. It doesn't do that. So we're going to drive out of my neighborhood and do a couple quick little things to show. But I'm starting to ease into the gas, and lo and behold, you're getting some pump activity. I'm in second gear going 12 miles an hour. So I start giving a little bit more, and you see that Haldex pump start working. You don't see any wheel slip. That pump PM or PWM variable, I am not sure what that is. What I've often logged in the past is in the brake module, which is a torque transfer. I do believe in the all-wheel drive module, which this is logging. This pump is percent, I think it's called percent closed if you were to look at it with VAGCOM or VCDS or OBD11. So just think about that percentage as kind of percentage of how active it is or how closed the clutch is, I believe is how that works. So again, I'm just kind of cruising 20 miles an hour, and I have a DSG. I'm in third gear and I'm in drive, and what we'll do is I'll put it into manual mode to launch out of my neighborhood, which is a right turn, and you should see the wheel slip happen because you'll see some axle speed delta, but you'll see all the numbers jump up as I give it gas, and they'll die off as I gain speed because it doesn't need to be fully engaged when you're going faster. All right, so I'm getting ready to make a right turn once traffic breaks. Yeah, there's just a lot of information out there about the Haldex or the Haldex tunes that I don't think is accurate, and I think this logging I've done this before on a video on my YouTube, but I don't think it had a graph, which may be more beneficial than these numbers bouncing around. But let's see. All right, we're getting ready to go. I let off the brake, hill holds on, I give it gas, and we'll just stomp it. All right, ended at about 60 miles an hour because there's some traffic. There's actually no wheel slip at all. But you did see everything jump up. Let's see. Pump PMW or PWM jumped up to 88%, which you would expect, almost full engagement. Pump current jumped up to 13.6 and pump voltage at 11. So now I'm in just back in drive. I'm giving it gas, and you can see I'm off the gas. I'm giving it gas. I'm off the gas, and those numbers bounce around because the Haldex is basically, that pump is active almost the whole time you're driving. So let's see, I'm going about 45 miles an hour and I'm cruising, and you can see it's not active at all. I'm going to let off the gas now. It didn't change, right? So yes, that's that eco mode. It doesn't need to be engaging and killing your gas mileage when you're just cruising. And right now I'm going to push on the brakes. You're going to see nothing because there's no reason for it to be engaged when you're braking. So I'm going to get on the gas again, and it's going to jump up just a little bit, not much. Off the gas. I'm going to hit the brakes. Same thing, no engagement at all. So just again to summarize, your Haldex is active almost any time you're touching your gas pedal, unless it's really light activation while you're cruising. There is no Haldex activity when you're off the gas or braking. It's going to engage the most with slip or very low speed, like first, second gear type full accelerations. We'll do one more at this red light. I'll make a left turn and gun it. So let's see. Here we go. Oh, I got some slip that time. I see that axle speed jumped up to 0.3. So, and that's good. I mean, I was making a left turn through a intersection with some loose sand and gravel in it, so you would expect some slip. And now I'm in 6th gear. I'm just in drive and I'm cruising, and we see that pump current kind of at its low, which is 1, and the pump voltage at 2, and this pump PWM at 13, which seems to be its kind of resting state. There's one more little turn up here we can do, see what I can get it to do. So I'm off the gas now, so I'm just coasting, so no engagement. I'm going to downshift 4th, 3rd. I'm going to give it just a touch of brake, and I'm going to hit this turn hard, and I'm slipping. Whoa, yeah. I'll punch it now. 3rd gear, about 75. So that was a bit of a rowdy little send there, and it should have been able to see some activity. But again, I don't really see the axle speed delta. Maybe it jumped up a little bit. I don't know. All right, guys, that's it. I'm on my way to the bike shop. I need to get some new bar tape for my road bike because it's warm and I want to ride. Peace.